Welcome back. It's an episode of Garden Progress. The joy of abundance that I've had in the yard, eating, picking, and just being in awe of what nature can do, while also getting along and finally staining the terrace or half of it, and seeing how I can enjoy what is left of the summer while thinking about everything that I need to get done and not having enough time to do it all. So, the weather is going to be very nice this week until the weekend, and I feel the time has finally come to stain the terrace. So, right now, I'm going to get rid of everything that's on here, and then I will be using my new toy, the Makita sander, to sand down some of the bits and pieces here that needs that done, and then I will be washing the terrace, the balcony, and tomorrow and the rest of today and tomorrow and then beginning of Thursday I'm gonna let it dry, and then Thursday evening I will be staining the terrace as much as I get to. So we'll see how much I will get done and how long I will be out here tonight, but at least I got a plan. So here I am. I will get going. Now the cleaning products that I used for cleaning the terrace before staining it are very dangerous in the way that if you get them on your hands and feet and face, that you can have some health repercussions. And it says on the box that you should really get over to the emergency room should that happen. So I put the camera inside and showed you a little bit of the process. However, it pretty quickly became a very difficult process and took many, many more hours than I had anticipated this ever taking. And in the end, I wasn't sure if it was clean enough or if I had done the right thing or if I had done enough or not enough given how it looked and the fact that I didn't know how to do it. And then I let it sit and wait until it had dried out and it started to look much better, and I got calmer that I had done the right thing. I don't know how much I will get done today. I will start with the inside of these, and then also the top here. I do want to sand some of it a little bit at the top, and then work my way to the bottom, and then we'll see what happens and how much I get done today. So here we go. Let's get started. This entire process has been a journey, and I'm not even done. I hope to finish the terrace this coming week as we're promised sunshine and warmth, and I need that. Whereas it's been a long process, it's been a hard one and a big learning curve for me because this is the first time I've been using a sanding machine. This is the first time I've been staining anything, and it's not been the easiest of process. I feel like I've done a lot of the work in a much harder way. I definitely learned a lot during the process of things that I should do or how I should have done differently to have made it easier on myself. And yet there's no going back, only forward. So if you see that this process has been a little bit of a backward process, or ways that I could have done it so much easier on myself, I appreciate all of your feedback and comments, especially for those of you who've done this before or who can see a different way of doing some of these things that would make my life a little bit easier, because that would have been nice. This year I ended up staining both the railing and the floorboards of the terrace along with the stairs. Of course, I'm not yet done, and I do hope to finish the rest of the terrace this coming week, where we're promised warmth and sunshine, potentially the last of this summer, but hopefully not. But I found that the railing was very hard to stain. It took a long time. It was hard to get to, and as you saw previously, ended up me on the floor trying to find spots of how to stain it. So for the future and for the next time, I'm thinking that maybe I should paint it. Paint the railing and then continue staining the floorboards. Now, I'm not entirely sure if painting the railing is going to make things easier, because I'll probably still have to be out of shape in weird concoctions of movement trying to do it. But if you have done this before, and know how best to approach the process or how to make it simple or simpler, if that's possible. I would appreciate any comments and tips that you might leave me, as I'm thinking that in another 2 or 3 years, I will have to do it again. And I'm not looking forward to it. But first, I need to finish this process this year and take a break. There's also the entrance part that requires staining, and I was hoping to get it done this year. And if I'm honest, I still hope to get that done this year if the weather holds. Because if the weather holds and I'm able to have enough warmth and sunshine for the process, do the cleanup, to do the sanding, and then stain it without rain spoiling the process, I would like to do it, because then I know in the coming years that I have to do it again at the same time, instead of doing part of it this year and part of it next year. Of course, the reality sometimes isn't anywhere near life, but I will keep you updated, and we'll see. Maybe I'm lucky enough this year. And now let me take you back to a little bit earlier this summer, where I had one of the best picking days for strawberries and raspberries this season, and it was a joyous moment. I've had a lot of strawberry cuttings that have come up, and I've tried to replant some of them here under the cherry tree, but unfortunately very few took, so we'll have to try again. Over here we've got a nice progress on the zucchini. Okay, this one. So 3 zucchinis, and then 4 cucumbers, and 1 or 2 delicatas. But this one came up next to the other one, so we'll see what happens. But otherwise, I'm very happy about these, and hopefully I will see some zucchini, some courgettes soon. But I did want to show you the tomatoes and the peppers and the aubergines. They are growing, so hopefully, I have no idea how this change in weather and colder weather and rain is going to affect them. It's going to be nice that I don't have to water them all the time, but at the same time, they need sunshine and warmth. Here are the peas. They are growing, but they don't want to. They don't want to climb. And I've tried like guiding them, and they still don't want to. Maybe those are the two that were far too long in those tiny containers. So it's possible that affected them more than I would have thought. But here are those other peas and this funky concoction that I created for them. The radishes are coming up very well compared to the ones that I planted out there with those strawberries that didn't come up. This is great. I think I am going to plant out some radishes here and over there. And then we have these radishes and these beans. So some of these beans, okay, I need to cut down some of these leaves, but I'm not sure if all of these are gonna survive, unfortunately. Like, if these are doing well, so 3 that are doing well and 3 that are a little bit on the slower side. Over here, we have these, and they're absolutely lovely along with those over there. But there are some that are just a little bit not doing great. So we'll see. And those are the peonies that I planted out. They seem to be doing well. These, I don't know. I haven't tried them yet. Let's see. I can try one. Not yet ready. And of course, we got lots of spiders living everywhere. So, you know, nature. What can you do? Okay, and then let me take you over here to the potatoes. The potatoes are blossoming. These are the regular potatoes. Look at them. They have really sprung up, and every day it's a big change. The way that they are growing. Here are those sweet potatoes. This one finally came up, so I'm very excited. Plums are here. Not many, but some. And then this apple tree. I don't know if I told you this before, but it's like half and half. It feels like there are 2 different apple trees that have been combined. And this side has very few trees on this year, and then this side has a lot. And then we do have some pears that have come up, are growing lovely. And of course, the raspberries. They are ready to eat, so I need to come out here and pick some raspberries. Lots to do. So this particular apple tree, that's more of an autumn apple tree. This one is a summer one. So soon. Not ready yet. I'm excited. So some of these are doing well and some are doing not so well. I ended up planting out these 2 peppers in this big container, but honestly they're being eaten by the slugs way too much, so I need to replant them into smaller pots, hopefully today, and then I want to start bringing them inside. So that is the plan for later today. But over here we have the aubergines, and they've started to get attacked by everyone as well, and potentially by the whatever that is. I have no idea, but I'm not liking it, so I think these will have to come inside, and today most likely. Maybe I will bring them out on the terrace, but for now they need to come inside, and I just need to take care of them. The tomatoes are doing great now. Of course, I do have ton of slugs. It's absolutely insane how many of them there are. And the tomatoes are flowering already. Yeah, the tomatoes are flowering already, so I hope to have some tomatoes soon. The courgettes are doing absolutely insanely well, and I will show you over here. Look, so this is the second and third of the courgettes for this one, and we will actually bring this one inside today and let the others opportunity to grow. Now I'm seeing a bunch of new fruits that are developing, and I am excited to eat these because even if you plant out late in the summer, there is opportunity for growth and for enjoyment of your own food. Now these are the two other type of courgettes, and they're doing well. They haven't been growing at they have been growing a lot, but they haven't given me any fruit yet. This is the first one of this, as you see, and then I'm seeing others over here flowering and coming along with this one over here. It's finding somehow in this chaos, but they're coming. If you look over here, that's one, and there's others coming though. This one is a little bit on the slower side, but I mean like comparison of the two different type of courgettes. And of course on this side we have the cucumbers. Now the courgettes are growing well into the cucumber land, and next year I will be planting out them not close to each other and giving more space and room, but I have been cutting some of the leaves so that the cucumbers actually have room to grow. And as you see over here, we are seeing tiny cucumbers grow and develop. Now this is the one that has been growing the least, this particular one, but this one over here has already given me some cucumbers to eat, and exactly 4 cucumbers that I have had the chance to eat from this particular one. Okay, trying to zoom in and show you. So lots of cucumbers coming along, as long as they all grow and develop, and I will have the opportunity to eat throughout this month and hopefully into the next. Here, over here we have the cucumber just expanding, absolutely insane. It's going to right and up and left and everywhere. Whereas this is that particular delicata squash plant that I have no idea. Will I have some delicatas? Will I not have some delicatas? To be determined, but I'm seeing something that might look like flowers coming up soon. And over here we have this side of the delicata and the final 4th cucumber plant. Got lots of cucumbers hiding somewhere in there. I'm gonna leave them alone and see how we grow and develop. And from this side you can see the courgettes coming along. And over here we have the apples. They have been abundant, and as you can see, they keep falling. Now a lot of them have a lot of these nicks and knacks because of all the bugs that were on the tree earlier this summer, but still very good, and I'm very excited to be eating them. I've been trying to dry them, but also make some juice maybe can some of the juice. Not entirely sure if I will be able to do as much as I'd like because I'm only one person. I don't have enough time for everything that I want to do. And over here we have the potatoes. The sweet potatoes have been growing excessively and very well. And over here we have the regular potatoes that are doing extremely well and are about to flower. So excited. Maybe there will be some September and October potatoes depending on how the weather holds. And then of course we have the plums. I have been eating plums this week and some of them are falling, so I need to actually get up there and pick them. But so far I'm very excited that I get to eat at least some of the plums and enjoy this lovely tree that somebody planted out on this property many years ago. And then of course we have this particular apple tree, and you can probably see right now the different kinds of apples. So you have these type of apples on this side, and there's far fewer of them on this side, and then over there on that other side you have the more reddish apples compared to the pinkish light apples here. These aren't ready to eat yet, but hopefully soon. And then there is the pear tree. Now this was my mom who did this part to the apple tree, to the pear tree, because if all of the branches are looking up, the tree will not produce very much fruit. So that's what she did, and it needs some pruning because this top over here is way too tall, but the pears are growing and I am excited to try them later this season. And then there are the beans. I have picked some of the beans, and as you can see there are some growing lovely over here and a lot more flowering. One of them, 6 plants, did not survive, but some of these other ones are giving me quite a lot of beans, hopefully. Now I just need to have enough time to prepare and eat them. And now back to the most abundant strawberry and raspberry day I have had this season, and was able to not only eat a lot of these, but I was able to freeze a lot of the strawberries and the raspberries for later, so I can enjoy it throughout this coming fall and winter season. go and pick some cherries, and then I'm probably done for today in the yard. I'm tired. So this is today's haul. I think this is a very good haul of homegrown strawberries and raspberries and sour cherries. So now I will be making myself a bowl to eat, and then freezing some of these and putting some in the fridge for tomorrow. And then finally taking a night to relax.